Right then, welcome to Ryan's Road podcast number 20. Finally in the double digit, the 210s, the 20. I've been going on about this last couple of podcasts.
You've been in double digits for like the last 10
I know,
episodes,
but I've
right?
kept saying like nearly at 20. As you can already tell, because
20 dicks in your mouth.
he's already fucking piped up. I've got my
Hello.
friend James back with me this week. Get your words out right. He's possibly going to be a permanent fixture on the podcast from this point, possibly depending on his own family work commitments and stuff like that. But we're trying to aim for Friday evenings, which you have free, don't you?
I do have free.
The purpose being that it's just someone for me to bounce off. So you can have your little input, can't you?
I'm basically your echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone's Feel Your Jocko podcast, he's the echo to my Jocko. So yeah, we've got James, and we'll see how it fucking goes. Don't worry, if he's terrible, I'll soon fuck him off. It's not a problem.
You're gonna get way more listeners because of me.
Doubtful. Today, I just want to address at the start, because we're in my little garage built room soundproof thing. Last time we had two of us in here, it got way too hot, way too quick.
Fucking sweatbox.
Yeah. So I've got the door open, which the reason that's a factor is that I live next to a train track, so there might be the odd train sound during the podcast, unfortunately, but it was the best thing I could do.
It's quite soothing as well.
Yeah, it's not too loud. We had one go past whilst we were checking the audio, and we could still talk over it.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, we'll see how we go.
I like trains.
I have got keeping up with how I like to keep you guys informed of kind of the progress of the podcast in general. I like to keep you updated, how things are going generally with doing this. I am looking at needing a better computer, because I've got a friend at Apple, and I've been talking to him about it, and it turns out the iMac I've got is like the worst one they ever made. Apparently it's great for light work, but not so much for editing and uploading videos. So he's given me a quote on some stuff that I need. So that's kind of the next stage I need to do, and then the stage after that is to get two separate microphones so that I can start having guests on, and unlike how me and James are right now, we're not literally touching each other.
If anything, you're touching me.
How does that work?
My leg was here first.
What constitutes as first? Because I live here.
As in, I was here, and then you sat there, and your leg touched mine.
I'm sure I got you to move, because I was sat here.
You might be right.
There we go. Always. I win.
Always. Fuck yeah, you're right.
But yeah, obviously at the minute I'm using the microphone that I originally bought for doing music with. And one, it's got this nice big pop shield on, but also it means I've got to have us sat quite close together for it to pick up our audio. Whereas with the other kind of microphones you get, they've got a nice big spongy bit on the top, and I just want to get two separate ones so I can have a guest sat over there, me sat over here, be a bit more comfortable.
How would you record that though?
What do you mean?
So if you were sat there and you had someone else sat there, if you
Yeah.
want to record the podcast, where would you put the camera?
I'll probably just get a wide lens for the camera and then put it on the desk.
You act like I know what that means. I'm going to just agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, wide lens, mate. I do.
You got an iPhone, ain't you? You press
Yeah.
that button and it suddenly pans out wider.
Oh, I thought you said wire.
No, wide lens.
Oh, I thought you said wire.
So again,
that's why I was confused.
More money. So
yeah,
over time it'll get better. I'll get better microphones, better computer, lenses for my cameras and stuff.
Well, when you're big enough, mate, set up a Patreon.
Yeah, maybe down the line.
Oh yeah, I'd get some followers first, mate.
So yeah. So yes, if anyone's new to the podcast and they've listened this far in, I apologise that this is your first introduction. Typically here on Ryan's Road, I like to just kind of talk about life, really. Even the way I worded it, I put a post up on my socials today, sharing the link for the podcast. And the way I worded it in there is that basically I've always worked on myself mentally. Even when I was younger, I used to work on like why I do what I do, how I am, do I need to change, should I, and how I can do it, and all that sort of stuff. And then in the more recent years of getting married and having the 3 kids that I've got and having no real family support and my wife not growing up around here, it's been quite a struggle. And within that, I've had to kind of strengthen myself so that my wife could lean on me. And the way I worded it in my social post was that basically I've started this podcast so that you can all lean on me too. So that's
sweet, innit?
So that's the general gist. So then getting to today, which I briefly touched James on, but I wanted to talk about.
You briefly touched me.
I did. That's the basis of our
Brief
friendship.
about it, mate.
It's brief, deep, and I came, so I was happy.
There was no love there.
Never.
Yeah. Just a piece of meat to you.
That's it. They all are. All of them. He's basically needing to step back to move forward. Now, it sounds daft, and some people might have even heard that term, but it goes deeper than you think in a lot of different ways. Like, it's applicable to quite a few different scenarios. Personally, this week, with James as well, I found it myself in terms of fitness, which is a good first example, because our consistency had fell apart in it for the workouts.
Yeah, it did. Started bailing on each other and it just all went to shit.
That's it. Anyone that doesn't fully follow my socials, I've got a fitness channel as well where I vlog my morning workouts, which James meets me in my garden gym and we exercise each morning. Without going too much into it, we basically moved to like a push-pull set of workouts. But what that means is you do like 2 push days a week, 2 pull days a week, and say if we missed 1 pull day out of 2 of a week, then you ain't going to do that workout again till the following week. So it's a lot when you miss it. And you know, when you've got work commitments and life and family, and James has got a pregnant girlfriend who's already got a daughter. I've got 3 young children, and as I already touched on, no one to like look after the kids in between and whatnot. So the thing goes a bit awry. Shit, something has to give. More personally for me, the wife's had some dental issues lately, an infection in teeth and whatnot, so I've had to come back from work and watch the kids and things like that because I've gone on to watch kids. Anyway, to kind of fit in with that better, we went back to doing a full body workout in the mornings instead of a push-pull split. Now this has enabled us to, one, if we do have to miss a morning because life's got in the way, it ain't so bad because just we've done that workout the day before, I'm going to do it the next day, like the exact same workout. So if you do have to miss a day or something, it isn't like a whole week in between. Yeah. So it's a nice kind of maintenance thing. But what you do find is from the push-pull that we were doing, there's certain movements and exercises that I don't know about James, but like I was progressing with, like I was doing wide push-ups with weight, added weight, and I was progressing then quite nicely. But we're doing just a general full body workout, I can't include them. So you get that little voice that kind of goes, train.
Well, the voice goes train, or you're just signalling the train?
I'm signalling the train. The voice that kind of goes, but like I'd put effort into that, you know, and I'd worked my way up to doing like these weighted wide push-ups, and I almost like didn't want to let that go. But actually, if I'd have just clung on to that, then that would have had to stay in that style of workouts where if we missed a day, we were missing a lot. And actually the consistency was falling apart. So in the long run, the kind of, what would you say, like the risk reward type thing weren't there. So actually I'm better off taking a step back, missing out on those movements that I progressed with to actually gain consistency that I can do over time and actually get better gains over like a longer time sort of thing. Always think along the lines of like, you could think of it as, if you wanted a really simple metaphor, if you're like hanging off the edge of a cliff and someone was holding on to you, but you'd had, I don't know, something that you'd made and crafted yourself and put a lot of time into and whatnot, you were holding it in your hand, but the thing weighed like that extra 2 kilogram that was stopping your mate from like, you know, keeping a grip of you, and it's like, drop that fucking thing so I can save your life. And you're like, but no, like, I don't want to let this go because I put a lot of time and effort into it. It's like, well, let go of it or I'm going to drop you. Like, you know what I mean? That's obviously a very extreme version.
So like, that's a very strange metaphor.
Yeah, because obviously that equals death. But it's very similar because the outcome, although it might not equal death, it equals catastrophe. If you're on a path where it's going to end up being shit, but all you have to do is take a step back and maybe relinquish something you put some effort into to actually have a better long-term future. But people struggle to see that because they're too busy being stuck in the here and now of that day, that hour, that minute.
Well, what you said to me like ages ago always plays in my head, and it's always the 5-year plan thing. Like that always plays on my head. If something like this does happen and there's big setbacks with the training or the workouts or anything, like when your elbows go or fucking something like that, it's always like, well, don't stress about it too much. Think we could be in 5 years. Rest it. Make sure you don't put any pressure on it.
That's it.
And it does suck. Because I went for like 2 months without doing any push-ups properly. Yeah. And I've only just started this week, and they felt sore as shit on Friday. No, Thursday weren't. It felt real bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Just got to think about it. You got to rest. It's annoying and it's frustrating because the amount of times I've tried to push myself, once it's already been damaged, I'm just convincing myself, nah, it's fine. Just push through it. But
because you get stuck in that here and now thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Again,
but resting it and then doing those push-ups on Monday and Tuesday, and that was one of the best feelings in the world.
Nice,
I can do push-ups again. It might only be a couple, but
it's progress.
It felt good just being able to do a push-up.
It's weird because often it works the opposite way as well in terms of like bad things. Like if a marriage falls apart, it didn't fall apart that day.
Nah.
It fell apart gradually over 5, 10, 3, whatever. It's gradually over an amount of time.
It could be decades.
So like it tends to be when bad things happen, that's accumulated over time. Like if you don't like the job you're at, it's probably because you've been there for so long and you've had so many, like, you don't get along with all the people there and everything else and blah blah blah. You know, it's built up over time. Yeah. Good things can happen the exact same way. Yeah. But for some reason we want good shit to happen now.
It's all now.
We've actively put effort into something. It's like we want reward now. Like you've been going to the gym for a month. It's like, well, I want to look fucking ripped, man. Like I could do like 10 pull-ups before. Why am I doing 50 now? It's like for some reason we want this like extra gain.
Instant gratification.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
I can't really touch on why we feel like that, but then obviously you feel like that, then you get frustrated because you're not getting those gains that you kind of wanted for whatever reason, and then you just go, oh fuck this.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're not getting the reward you need. So half of it's being able to again step back to move forward to, well, actually just do a bit less but do it regularly. Obviously this is all so far very much in terms of fitness, but like I say, it's applicable for a lot of different areas in life. I was speaking recently to someone I know that's got like their own business. And basically, it's hard when you've got your own business. You know, you're trying to build it, you're trying to grow it, you know, you're trying to build a future with it, you want to improve it. But then they've got their home life, which is very difficult. But at the minute, they're just trying to suffer through both. And the way I kind of worded it to them was that, well, if you don't fix the foundation sort of thing, which is your home, then it's going to fuck up down the line, isn't it? I was like, so really, maybe you should take a step back from building the business, which is going to be very hurtful because businesses, especially, you put a lot of time and a lot of effort, a lot of hours, a lot of like emotion sort of thing goes into it.
Where to start.
Oh, it's nuts. So you've kind of built this child of yours, and you've basically got to like, really, you need to step away from it to be able to fix the other shit that's slowing you down, get that sorted, so then that's solid, and then get back to it. And in the immediate time, it'd be like, oh, but I'm putting less work into the business. I'm gonna like lose profit or lose growth, which in the short term feels daft. It would feel stupid. Like, well, I can't afford to do that, or I don't want to, and whatnot. It's like, yes, but if you carry on the way that it is, long term, it ain't gonna work. Like it won't, because you're just gonna fall apart because you can't cope with the home life. So it's like, actually, it might benefit just stepping away from the business, even if it's just for like 1 month or a few weeks. And I don't mean completely stepping away from it. I mean, obviously do the most you can without completely fucking it over. Like, you don't want to completely go out of business, but don't have a very profitable month or couple week to put time into fixing the other stuff at home. And then again, kind of coming back to the stuff at home when I had the conversation with the individual, and basically they're on about communicating with the partner. And now that isn't very good. And again, it was amazing because it was two of the same examples within two different scenarios. Where then the other one, in terms of the relationship, it's like, well, we want to communicate about the issues that we both have and talk them through, but we're unable to communicate properly. So that don't work. And you can picture that conversation, can't you? Where they go, oh, partner, I don't like X, Y, and Z. So then because you're not communicating it properly, train. They then feel like you're blaming them, and then they get emotional, so then you get emotional, and then there's no progress made. So what's to come from that, or what do you take from that? It's like, well, actually, you need to learn to communicate first then. So again, that'll be like, but like we're adults and we can talk around, it's just them, but no. It's like, you need to stop thinking that you know all that, and actually go back to the very basics again, take another step back to be able to move forward. You got to step back and actually talk about communicating. Like, before we actually talk about the subject of things that we want to improve, you need to talk about how you can talk about those things. You need to talk about, look, when we try and talk about stuff.
Talk about talking, innit?
Like, exactly. It sounds daft. Yeah. But again, if you can keep working your way back to the foundation of something, Because people try and do this thing where they've got this piled mountain of fucking shit and they're literally trying to polish. That's the old saying, you can't polish a turd, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in having this. I worded it to James when I briefly just said what I wanted to talk about. I said the house example is perfect because you build a house, but you don't build it on a decent land. You know, the foundation's shit. But then it keeps going. You just keep patching it, trying to put like nice fancy extensions on it and everything else. It's like, that ain't gonna work if the bottom's fucking falling apart.
Yeah.
I know it'll hurt, but you've probably got to take off a couple of them extensions you've built that look really pretty at the minute, fix the foundation and then rebuild them. Because yeah, they might look pretty, but they're going to fall apart in a few years if you don't fix the base of it. So more specific to relationships, to be able to move forward, you have to take them steps back to having a conversation. Just look, when we talk, like, I don't feel like I can talk to you about what I want to talk about. Why is that?
Yeah.
Like, why do you get emotional about what I want to talk about? Oh, I think you're blaming me. Well, I'm not. You know what I mean? Or whatever the issues are, you need to talk about how you can fucking talk. And then when that conversation goes smoothly and you're not ironed out the bumps there, maybe try and have some light conversations about some less heavy things, just to kind of prove that you can talk, you can communicate, and it can go well. And you want to be able to come out of a conversation with, oh, we've resolved something here.
Yeah.
Something daft and little if you can to start. Like anything, incremental is the best way to go. So if it could just be something like you don't like where they keep the cups or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, let's say something daft like
an easy problem you can just bash out.
Like that. You have a meal and whatnot, and one of you likes to go and do the washroom straight away, and the other one doesn't want to. Just try and have a conversation just about that. Don't lead into anything else from that.
Man, you got to do the washing up straight away.
Yeah.
You have to.
See? But personal preference. Some people are like, fuck, I'll do it in the morning.
Nah, because then you just have to soak it all. You have a cheese heavy dish, man. That's
I know. Me and the missus do. We just load the dishwasher straight after.
Oh, got a dishwasher.
But you get the point. So you fix your ability to communicate and talk, because then once you've done that, you've got this real strong foundation then, because then you know how to talk to each other. Because a lot of the times people are in this relationship, they've got these problems, and it's like, I can't fucking talk to a man. Like, they won't listen, or they're stubborn, or this and that, da da da. Well, it's like, actually, if you had the conversation, you probably find you have got some things yourself that you need to sort out, because maybe you're coming across too harsh, or maybe you just think that, oh, you're not in the wrong, where actually if you're open-minded and open and actually on a proper conversation, you're able to see where you're going wrong.
Yeah.
If you can fix where you're going wrong, you can help them fix where they're going wrong. Then that will lead into fixing the bigger problems, and then if you can get that all fixed and the relationship's fine and the childcare's fine or anything else there, going back to this specific example of the business owner, like, then you can work on the business without stressing about all that, because it's a big fucking thing when your family isn't right, your home life ain't right.
Well, your home life is your life.
Yeah.
Well, it should be, I guess.
Even if you're working a lot of hours, you come home. Even if you work really early to really late, when you finish and before, you go home.
Yeah.
So you need that place that you go to, a place where you want to go and where you're happy to go and happy to be. If you're doing all that work and then thinking, oh fuck, I've got to go home, you don't want to fucking go there.
Yeah.
Mate, that ain't good.
No, I can't wait to get home every day.
That's just going to fuck you in the dick.
Cannot wait.
And me.
Comes like R3 and I'm just like, oh, I just want to fucking go home.
Yeah. I'll get that when I wake up. I don't want to fucking get to work.
See, I don't mind going to work. Going to work's alright. I quite like my job. I'm lucky that I work with really good people, to be fair. The job's gone to shit the last year or so. But the people I work with keep it. It's really good. It's a good atmosphere to work in, good team to be with. Just the work shit.
Yeah.
But team gets you through it. I still can't wait to get home at the end of the day.
So for me, obviously, I wanted to just be doing this. So whenever I'm at work, I'm like, could be doing more podcasts, different podcasts.
Yeah, well, I'm not as motivated as you, am
I know.
You're a different breed to me. I'm quite happy to just sit here and be your echo. You do all the fucking work. Let me ride on your coattails when you make it big.
That's it.
Buy me a mansion, would you?
That's it. I don't want to make it big. I want to pay my bills and just do this.
That's a dream.
I'd be happy just staying in this house.
It's a nice house, to be fair, man. It's in your garden. It's a beast.
Then some people be like, live next to a train track, man.
Trains are cool as fuck, man.
I like the train.
You don't like trains?
I wish that fence weren't there so I could see it.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to a point pretty quick. I don't think I can hammer that home any. I think I was pretty clear with that.
I think you were pretty concise.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, I suppose in another sense, it's like you're saying, you've got to go back to fix your other problems and the foundations and stuff. I suppose if you are taking a step back, you can see it from a wider perspective, can't you? If you're in it and you're focused and you're in the problem,
that's never a good thing.
It's a lot harder to see the surroundings. And if you're back, you just take a step back, you can see.
Yeah.
where the problems are, and you take it from
It's
there
hard to
as
do that.
well.
And again, that's why I do this fucking podcast, because half the time people don't think to think like that. Well, I hope after
You do have a very unique way of thinking, to be fair.
I hope after they listen to some of these episodes of stuff like this, it gives them that ability to go, actually, yeah, I can take a step back and have a quick think. It's almost like hanging your head out the top window of your house to have a look what's going on in your streets being noisy. You know what I mean? You don't walk out your front door, you go to the highest window, don't you, to have a better look.
Oh, well, yeah. Peek for the curtains.
Yeah, so you need to do that with your life, basically. But a little other twist as well, actually, thinking about it, with when people have these like kind of compounded problems where it's like work and family and all these other stuff, and it's like, oh, like I think they feel like when people do like counselling type things or whatever, it's like, oh, how am I meant to fix it? What's the fucking answer, sort of thing, as if there's some like magical thing that like makes it easier.
Yeah.
It's like, no, like nothing will make it like, again, with the business owner, it's like when I says to them like, well, you're gonna have to step away from your work to fix your family. It's like, but like I can't really afford to. Like it's going to impact my finances.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, because there's no magical fucking fix for this. Like something has to be sacrificed. Like you have to sacrifice something to be able to gain.
1,000,000%.
So it's like, but I think money, it's annoying because money's one of the hardest ones, because we all cling to fucking money, because obviously everything surrounds about money. But the funny thing about money is, money's always out there.
You can always make more money.
Yeah, you can always make more money. Whereas like relationships with people, half the time, if you've broke a relationship with someone, it's fucking broke.
Yeah.
You ain't fixing that. Like, it's done. Very rarely. So actually, like, because I do this, talking about myself for a minute, but a lot of people often say, like, you know, how do I cope with like the family and everything, blah blah blah. And it's like, I'm fucked for money, man. Like, I put a story about it on my socials. I think it was like yesterday. Like, I'm behind on my rent, the garage money from fixing the wife's car. I'm behind on my wholesale bill where I get my materials and everything. And it's like, but I don't fucking stress. I used to.
You used to really get to
I
it.
used to, but I'm like, as the result of that, I'm raising my kids really well, and I'm keeping top on my wife, and like, you know, she's not wanting to kill herself every day. Because I was talking to a customer that I might actually be getting on here soon, because he words it as mindfulness. He likes to practice mindfulness, whereas me, I'm like, you mean talk about life. Lovely guy anyway. But when I was talking to him about like my kind of situation right now, he said, well, can't you like work some weekends and extra hours and blah blah blah? I said, yeah, I could. I was like, and that would help me catch up with money. You're right. But then as a result of that, I'm going to miss some weekends, evenings and hours with the kids. They're probably going to get in some more bad habits that the wife ain't going to be able to cope with. So I'll be like, sweet, we're all caught up on the rent and everything else and buzzing, and I've actually, like, I don't know, maybe saved 200 quid or something, maybe started to save some money. And be like, but then I'm going to have to put in extra time and probably do some early days at work to get back in time to give the wife a break because she's overly stressed from having the kids too much. And then
could you not kind of compromise?
That's
like,
exactly
in the middle.
But this
but
is
I mean,
what,
like,
this
I
is what I am doing.
Just do like one Saturday a month or something, just to get that extra little top up.
The way I work specifically at the minute, I'm not falling behind. I'm slowly catching up.
Right.
So
as long as you're slowly catching up, you'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
then.
like,
That's
exactly.
fine,
So
yeah.
it might take a fucking while, but I'm plodding along. Like,
Again, 5-year plan.
Like, I paid the garage a little bit the other day. I paid the wholesale bill a little bit the other day. I paid last month's rent at the end of... Oh no, I'm still 1 month behind.
I mean, I kind of get what you mean, because I used to be buzzing about doing a Saturday shift and some extra hours, doing loads of overtime, that because I didn't have any responsibilities. And like you said, all I saw was money.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I do have shit to do on a weekend now, because
Yeah.
I've got the little one, and I've got a pregnant girlfriend and stuff.
Mm.
And because I used to say to Soph, I was like, if you ever need anyone, I can do extra shifts, I can do this, I can do this. And then I was like, but do you know what, I'd rather be at home.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend time with you
Exactly.
and the little one. And 1,000,000%.
So that's in like a nice way, just like being there in general.
Mm.
But like with my wife, not growing up round here, having no like family support or anything, and her struggling with mental health anyway, because she's still got like PTSD from the car crash and, you know, like social anxiety and fucking everything else. It's like she needs the support there. It ain't even just a case of, oh, it'd be nice to have you here. It's like she needs me.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I could bang in and earn more money quicker, but then I could come back and she could have fucking not even killed herself. That's probably the extreme, but I could come back and
She'd be crying on the floor.
I used to come back from work some days and she'd just be like a ghost. There'd just be no look on her face. She wouldn't want to talk. She's just like given up basically. So it's like, yeah, cool, I'll do that. But again, money comes later. And again, I'm still
You got to think, when those kids are older, man, if you're still, God forbid, you're still in that trade or in a trade, whatever. I mean, when they're a bit older and they're a bit more self-dependent.
I've always said, the way I'll word this, what you're about to say, is that at the minute, I come back from work and I don't have to open my front door. My children open the front door.
Yeah.
And they're hanging out of it going, Dad!
Yeah.
So I'm there because I get back for before dinner time. I said, when I get to the point where I'm getting back from work and going, where are the boys? And the wife's like, oh, they're out playing, or they're on the computers, or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, it ain't, my not being there ain't gonna make a difference, because they won't be stressing the wife out, because they won't be toddlers struggling to learn how to share and moaning at mummy constantly.
They'll be in their own little
You know what I mean?
worlds.
I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll put an extra hour or so in, or like I'll work a Saturday morning because they're gonna be teenagers themselves and sleeping until fucking 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sound, I'll put the extra hours in then. But I've seen too many examples of older people where they've got the house, the money, the cars, the fucking nice clothes and all that bollocks, but it's like the family life is just toxic.
Abysmal.
Like, they're telling me what to do after like a breath ago. They were saying how the wife hasn't spoken to him for 2 weeks, the son still can't get a job, like the daughter's self-harming and shit. And it's like, yeah, maybe you should have switched your priorities up like 10 years ago and like concentrate on your family, because they only grow up once. And getting into like being a parent a bit, but once, because I've had my three children so close together, I mean they're 6, nearly 5 and nearly 3, so that kind of age range of 1 to 3, I've done that 3 times in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I've done that quite consistently now, that age of 1 to 3.
Got it nailed.
So when you see the amount they fucking soak up, it is ridiculous. People think of babies as like little blank slates, and then they start to become kids, and then they start to become people. They start to become people the moment they're fucking born. Literally.
Gotta mould them.
Like, yeah, so you need to be there, giving the example, setting the rules, setting the boundaries, teaching the lessons from the week they're born.
Yeah. I can't wait to get stuck into that.
It needs to be there. It needs to be boundaries, and none of this like, oh, you know, they're only this and all that fucking bollocks. And that's what people compliment me on my kids, and I always point out they weren't born that way. I made them like that.
You've got great kids.
Like that's how they are, because I've put the time in. Like,
it's really bad to have a favourite, but Mikey's my favourite.
It's because he's the youngest and cutest.
He's just so cute. He's just always smiling.
Yeah.
He's always happy to see me. He's like, brr.
Beautiful. So yeah, it's hard being able to kind of try and step back and take a good count of what's around you and everything else, and just trying to think of the bigger picture, because you're trying to cling too much to the here and now.
And I can tell you can definitely be proud of them kids.
I think.
Like, I've seen a lot of asshole kids.
I'm not preaching, by the way. They're not perfect.
No, man, I've heard them fucking kick off.
Yeah, they're little shits half the time, because they're kids.
Yeah.
I like to point that out too when people say like how great they are. I'm like, they're not perfect, you know. Like, they argue and fucking piss me off and push me to my edge, to my wit's end. But it's because when I get like that, I take a deep fucking breath, push through it, and they're still alive today. Video cut out. Sorry, didn't watch. Camera, 30-minute, cuts off. Sorry again. Yeah.
Pretty much sums it up.
I did actually try and look at how to use my camera as a webcam.
Mate, fucking
because then it's just
I ain't got a clue.
because then it's just on, and it shouldn't have a timer apparently. But I'm
right.
really not tech savvy, so
Not in the slightest, mate. You know a shit ton more than me.
like I can get in this studio and I can like edit a quick vlog, and I can talk like we are now about some shit. But if I'm trying to like figure something out, I'm like, oh, I ain't got time for this. Because I mean, what is it? It's 9:30 now, so if I was here just messing with some leads and stuff, trying to get this camera working as a webcam and blah blah, I'd be like, man, fuck this, I'd rather go in and see the wife.
Yeah, fucking hell, too, right.
Yeah.
It's only a couple of minutes anyway. I'm sure I'll get your head around it sooner or later.
Yeah. Is there anything you feel like you might want to touch on in life in general that's maybe stood out to you this week? I tend to go off of the week, but you know, it doesn't have to be.
I've had a really good week, to be fair.
Good. Talk about that.
I had a pretty terrific week.
Let's pick up the podcast.
I mean, and as I always say, like, the exercising's really helped.
Oh, fuck
Getting back on it now, the first full week we've done in a couple of weeks, innit?
Yes, mate.
And being able to do push-ups again, I mean, it's a bit sore. I didn't do any today because it was bit sore still. Should be alright by Monday, but it didn't pop and it didn't snap, which when it does, I'm out for a month or two.
Yeah.
So it might be a couple of days next week I can't do them, but as long as I rest it, I'm not going to be a fucking idiot and rush it. If it needs resting, it needs resting. There's other stuff I can do. But it's just been really good at home, and work hasn't been that bad.
Yeah.
This week, I mean, I've got 2,000 emails and I've got people screaming at me.
Wow.
I fucking can't keep up, mate. Cannot keep up with that at all, because people think my job's just admin. I'm just on a computer answering emails all day. But it's like a day and a half out of the week I get to go on my emails. The rest is all warehouse work.
Oh, shit.
So I get people screaming at me like 6 requests on shit, fucking upper management's escalating stuff, and I'm like, fucking give us some more staff, give us our own warehouse. But no one gives a shit about us.
No,
We're just a fucking pain in the arse to the security department where I work. We got a pain in the arse, and I bet they cannot wait to get rid of us.
Nice.
But yeah, like I said, I work with a really good team. It's been really positive this week. I mean, obviously, I know you don't want to talk about it, but obviously England getting through to the World Cup final. First one in my lifetime. Can't believe it fucking took them this long.
I'll let you talk about it. I don't like football, so...
I know, but it's just been, I'm guessing, for like a good 95% of the country, that's been great news.
Yeah. I can understand why.
Positive news. And stuff. I mean, like I said, you love your Formula 1 and shit, and I couldn't give a fuck. I'll go fast.
I don't mind it. I don't mind people enjoy football. What annoys me is when it goes to that extreme of like they're trying to turn it into a bank holiday if they win.
Mate, you don't want an extra bank holiday?
The kids don't go to school on a bank holiday. That's what the missus said straight away. She's like, I got the fucking kids on my own for a day. An extra day after the weekend.
They won't do it this year anyway. Because surely you can't just... I'd imagine you can't just be like, bank holiday tomorrow, lads. Half the country will be like, what the fuck? What?
It's a sport.
Oh man, you need to get into sport.
Yeah, I am, just not football. Like, I'm watching the UFC
Formula 1's not a sport.
I'm watching the UFC the weekend because Connor's fighting.
Here's a question for you. I ask this to everyone. Do you think darts is a sport?
I think, yeah.
I mean, I think technically it is a sport.
Yeah.
Because there's tournaments and it's played like a tournament and there's leagues and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking pub game. It's not a fucking sport. They're not athletes.
Right.
See, that's what I mean. I'm sure they are incredibly talented. Don't get me wrong. How the fuck people are like professional at darts? Like they're gonna throw it at that and they're gonna get it. How the fuck they do that? I've got no idea. I respect the skill.
So I'd argue snooker's the same then.
Same. I think snooker and pool are they're pub games. I get they are officially sports, and snooker is.
Assuming because they're not athletes, are
That's
they?
what I mean. I don't know. I don't know if it was brainwashing as a kid or something. Like athletes, athletic sports, running.
That's an interesting point, actually.
I know, because I mean, technically, they are sports.
Yeah. But yeah, when you say the word doing sports or I'm sporty, you think someone fit.
That's what I mean. And I'm not taking any skill away from snooker players or darts players. They are incredible, but I just wouldn't call them
because it's
athletes.
a skill. It's a fucking skill, isn't it?
It's fucking hard.
It's a skilled sport.
But then, in that regard, what about chess? Is chess a sport?
Yeah, and then you could get into like
playing people,
computer game tournaments and
they're classed esports, aren't they?
But it still says sport in the title, doesn't it?
That's what I mean.
But they're not athletes either.
No, but
it's a skill.
They've just called that sports because it gets people looking at it.
I wonder what the definition of a sport is.
That's what I mean.
We're going to Google this. What's the definition of a sport?
You say sport, I mean, my mind instantly goes to like football, rugby, cricket, running, sprinting, fucking hurdles, Olympic stuff. They're sports. They're athletes.
Keep talking while I Google.
And I mean.
This is going to be.
I get into loads of shit because there's a girl at work and she's like obsessed with darts, and I say it all the fucking time to wind her up. I'm like, it's not a sport, right? And she bites at it every fucking time. I just do it to wind her up. But I mean, like I said, I know it's a sport, but
wow, a definition of sport: an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
But I mean, is there physical exertion playing darts?
So it says and skill, not or skill. Then I guess you go, who wrote the definition?
That's what I mean. Like, I know it's a skill, obviously, but it's a pub game.
Yeah.
Like I said, same with pool, same with snooker. And I mean, I don't know if you ever played snooker, but fucking hell, it looks so much easier on TV.
Oh, it's solid.
How big those fucking tables are.
They're huge.
You're looking down the table,
especially if you've just been playing pool on a pool table.
You're looking down the table, and you're like, how the fuck are these people making these shots?
Oh,
like, I'm shit at pool. Like, you try to play snooker, I'm there for fucking like 6 hours trying to pot a ball.
I did used to like playing pool.
But again, like, I wouldn't class Formula 1 as a sport.
They're athletes.
I mean, I know they are.
Like,
you've got to be physically fit to like drive those cars. You have to be. But I don't know, because it's not using your own body to do the thing. I know it's a motorsport, isn't it, technically?
Yeah. So do you not use your body when you drive your car?
Well, I know you do. That's what I mean. I sound ridiculous now.
No, I wouldn't.
But
I wouldn't. I agree with you like darts and stuff like that, because there's nothing really physical there. But with racing, it's very physical.
I know it is when I drive a go-kart for half an hour and I couldn't feel my fucking whole body for like a week afterwards.
I'd say it's more physical than football and stuff. Easy.
I think the wear on the body is.
So if you're going off of like physical stuff and exertion and skill, football's less of a sport than racing. See, if you're going off those points.
If you're going off physical exertion, probably. But
and skill, in my head, like, there's a lot to racing, especially F1. There's a lot to it. That's why there's only 20 people in the world that do F1. 20.
More than that.
No, F1 has 20 drivers.
There's more than that.
So when you think of it like that, of the whole world, there's only 20 people.
Yeah, because people can't fucking afford to get into it.
That's because the fucking level of what they drive at.
I mean, I couldn't drive at like fucking 200 miles an hour.
How many fucking football teams are there in footballers? Like, you got more chance of being a footballer than you have fucking F1 driver. Yeah, you're right. The money has a factor, but like the skill that's there. That's why these guys, most of them are just single, not because like shagging around. It's because they're on the road all year, just travelling. Like, you're trying a fucking family with that.
Yeah.
Footballers, professional ones, mate. You can have a family, big.
Oh, let me
house,
fucking cry into my fucking tea.
Come on, get there.
All the fucking money they've got. Oh, fuck off.
That'd have been better if you kept it with.
Oh no, I forgot what I was going to say. I fucked it.
So yeah, but
cry me a fucking river with your billions in your bank.
I'll definitely go with you on the things like darts and stupid.
But like I said, I'm not taking.
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from the
skill. The skill's there.
Skill and the ability.
Fuck yeah.
It's not a sport.
But the athleticism isn't.
Yeah. You seen fucking Phil Taylor?
Like, yeah.
You know, not athletes.
You see a snooker player doing like runs around your local city, keeping fit.
But again, I don't class like you get people that do marathons and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not a sport either.
Is it classed as a sport?
That's what I mean. I don't know about
marathon. It's called marathon runners, isn't they?
Yeah. But you have winners and losers. You can come first in a marathon.
So you get competitions, but
surely competition is what makes it a sport. You're playing against other people.
I guess.
But that's what I mean. How far does it go? What about chess? Is that a sport? I mean, you have like tournaments and world championships of chess. Like spelling bees. Is a spelling bee a sport?
I don't know. I feel like we're...
Because that's skill based.
I feel like we're stretching this a bit.
That's skill based. And it's against other people. Well,
see, my mind's slowly drifting now to the context of conversation in terms of the podcast.
What?
Because like generally what the podcast is about, what I normally talk about. This is interesting, like I'm enjoying the conversation, obviously. But I'm like, remember when I said earlier that I wanted to have like a second series for just shooting the shit?
Right, yeah, we did get a little bit off topic. Yeah.
So now I'm wondering, I don't know, we've got to see how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I get people like tuning out, like, what the fuck you doing, right? They're like, shit, it's not good. But if I start getting messages going, I liked, James on, it was a bit more light-hearted, like, because we got through some serious stuff at the start, didn't we?
It kind of delved in pretty quick.
And then this kind of lightens it after. So that could be the new
It could pattern. Be a whole, at the end of the podcast, you could be like, what have you been doing this week, James?
Yeah.
Like a little light-hearted bit at the end.
I'll tell you what we will, though. We'll start angling it out and touching on more the physical stuff on the way out, and that's what I normally do at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fitness and how it helps, because very more specifically this week, as we've already touched on, our consistency had gone to shit. So obviously so I'm getting distracted because I can hear the train coming. Yeah, I'll let that one go. Let the train go. So yeah, with how the past couple of weeks have gone with the wife's issues and whatnot, and the workouts being a bit shitty and blah blah, I just noticed like just my ability to handle work and stress and everything else just fucking dove.
Yeah.
These trains, man. Just piss off. Sorry about this week, guys.
When it's a bit cooler, it won't be too bad. It's just honest to God, we cannot understate how hot it gets.
I need a quiet fan. But yeah, I said to James on the Monday when we done the first exercise, I think I texted you in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
He's saying like, man, I feel way better already.
Yeah, I felt so much fucking better.
Like, it was so much better. And then I think,
especially when it's on a Monday as well, because you like nailed the first day of the week.
Because we did do it, to be fair, the end of the previous week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did the Friday. No, we did the Wednesday, Thursday.
We did Wednesday, Thursday.
Friday we were fucked.
And then we left. But I messaged James on the Friday. I don't know about yourself, but But basically, I woke up Friday morning. I was like, man, I'm fucking knackered. Like, I'm tired. My body needs more sleep. All them bullshit excuses that your brain feeds you. I'd message you and you're like, yeah, I'm aching too, blah, blah, blah. Then once I'd got up and I was moving around and I was sorting the kids' breakfast out, I was fine.
Yep.
I felt fine. Like, my body felt fine. I didn't feel stiff at anything. And all that was going through my head was, I could have done that workout. You lazy
That
prick.
whole day I was thinking that I could have done that.
Exactly.
But the thing is as well, that's what Jocko says as well, doesn't he? He's like, as soon as you get up, just do like 10 push-ups or 10, like, as soon as you get up, just do like 10 burpees or 10 push-ups or something, and you're like,
get there.
You shake it off then.
Yeah.
Splash some cold water on your face. Do
That's
10
why
burpees.
yesterday when you got here, because yesterday we both woke up a bit late. Yesterday? Today? I feel like it's a weekend. Today we both woke up a bit late, so we got outside to do the workout a bit later than normal. I still managed to do my run around the estate, but James got here just as I finished my run, and he was going to skip the few minutes cardio that we do at the start.
Cardio, man.
I said, mate, it's the most important bit. But again, like with that whole not wanting to lose progress thing, James just wanted to concentrate on his pull-ups, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I said to him, like, mate, you need to do at least 5 minutes. Just do your running on the spot, jumping jacks and whatnot. And as soon as you've done your 5 minutes, would you feel better now, though?
I did feel better.
Cause
You're always fucking right.
Because I've been there and done it.
Yeah.
And I've read and I've
Well,
listened.
I'm glad we did it today. We could have so easily skipped it today. Because I texted you saying I was up.
Yes.
And then I went up, got ready, got dressed. And you hadn't texted me back, so I got back into bed, on the bed, fully clothed, lying there, and I was just like, you ain't going to text me back.
You need to push through them voices, man.
I had a bit of a cuddle with the missus, lie there, and I was like, I better check my phone. And it was like, what was it, about 5 to 6 or something? And you were like, I had about 5 missed calls off you. Because I put my phone's always on silent. Because I'm in so many group chats. It just does my head in. So I was like, 4 missed calls. I was like, I could have easily just gone, sorry, I fell back to sleep, not feeling it.
Yeah.
But because you'd called me, I was like, I better do it.
Yeah. I'll text you as well saying, come on, dude, full week.
Yeah. And that genuinely, that sentence is what got me up.
Because it just ruins,
and
it feels like you've ruined your whole effort for the whole week.
It is,
like, man, I got to do that last day.
Even though we only did about 35, 40 minutes, we normally do the full hour.
Yeah.
I still went to work and I was like, I'm glad I did something.
Oh,
I still did I just did it. I did stuff in between. Instead of just doing pull-ups, rest for a couple of minutes, pull-ups, rest for a couple of minutes. I did.
Yeah, we both did that, didn't we?
I did pull-ups. I did sit-ups while I was waiting for my next set of pull-ups.
Yeah.
So I managed to fit a good majority of it in, and I did feel a lot better.
Well. But then another thing that I always touch on now with my socials, I pretty much put at the top of every Instagram post I put, is that something is greater than nothing. And James knows this because I bang on about it all the fucking time. Because you get into this thing of thinking that you got to join a gym, you got to do a full fucking workout if you've never like done anything physical or any kind of exercise, and in your head you're like, oh well, I've got to get a gym membership, or I've got to do like a full workout, I've got to get like this exercise DVD, or buy this series or this package, or blah 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 blah. It's like, no, you just got to do fucking something, and something can be jogging on the spot for 1 minute.
Yeah.
It could just be doing some stretches. It's like, I think I said it in the last podcast, I said to someone else, I was like, if you got up every morning that week and just jogged on the spot for 1 minute every morning, that'd be more jogging on the spot you've probably done in the last 10 years.
I mean, in that regard as well, when you're saying like people feel like they need to get a full gym membership, go dive head to it, like straight into it, it's like that would be a massive put off for me. And a lot of people do it for a couple of days, and like you said earlier, they don't see the results straight away. Yeah. Expecting the results, blah blah blah. They get injured, and oh fuck it, I can't.
But like I said, I word it as
that brings you back to like take a step back and just incremental things, stepping it up. Yeah. And when you're saying with that, just even jogging on the spot for a minute, whenever I see, clearly out of shape people, like, if I see them jogging or running, I always get really happy. I'm like, you fucking doing something? Yeah. So fuck what anyone else, because I bet people go past her and go, oh, look at that fucking fat fucking thing running, but like she's fucking doing something.
Fuck yeah.
Fair play to her. I was like, go on girl, you fucking get that running.
Well, I'm saying now just intrigued as to why you went to a woman.
I don't know.
Instead of just being like a person. Fair enough, nothing wrong with that.
Men as well, can't say. When I see a big lad running, I'm like, you're doing something, mate. Fair play. So, takes a lot of balls to get up and fucking start doing something.
But like when you said about like how I worded it, saying like a whole gym membership, I worded it like that because that's the way it actually is. Whereas most people do it because they think it's entry level. It's like step 1, get a gym membership. It's like, whoa!
Well, it's because it's media, and you're brainwashed into thinking the only way I'm going to fucking get fit is if I join a gym and I start doing this. Yeah. Like, no.
Now, some people would get excuses like, oh, I need someone to motivate me. It's like, that's easier.
To be fair, it's a hell of, like, it's
easier. Yeah. If you got someone there screaming at you, telling you what to do, it's easier.
It's not even that, just having someone to bounce off while you're doing your workout.
Yeah. But the thing is with the physical stuff, it's better if you can incrementally do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because what if that trainer's not there that day? Then what if a different trainer turns up because that trainer's ill? Like, you need to prepare for life to fuck you over. It's like, what if that trainer decides, like, I know he's got a family one and moves gyms, and then you're like, oh, well, I was doing really well for like 2-3 years, but then the gym trainer that I had moved, and like I was really comfortable with it, and then your fitness falls off. You know what I mean? You're better off learning to do it on your own yourself. Because then if life ever fucks you over, if you haven't got a gym, you ain't got that trainer, whatever, blah, 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 if you can be able to do exercise from just being yourself in a space, then you're never going to fail, are you? If you can just recognise that you just need to do some jumping jacks, burpees, squats, like whatever you're physically capable of, just generally moving around. I've even started, you've seen it, I've even got my 6-year-old and my soon-to-be 5-year-old doing it every morning now. They come down between 7:30 and 8 and they're in my garden gym exercising. And I've showed them how to use the little time clock thing I've got, and I've showed them the button that just puts it, press the blue one to put it on the timer, press the start button because my eldest can read. I like press start so it starts and it's in red in seconds, milliseconds, seconds, and then green in minutes. So I was like, so basically whilst that clock's going, right, you need to keep moving. I was like, just jump up and down, fucking do squats, jump. There's no burpees and there's no sprawls from going to Fight Club and stuff like that. But I says the general concept is you've just got to keep moving until that green 00 turns to 01. For 1 minute, I want you to just keep fucking moving. Like, I'm already teaching them that concept. And the one's still in nursery and even in primary school yet. But there's adults that don't get that concept of you just need to keep moving. You don't have to learn these full fucking workouts off of YouTube channels or exercise DVDs or fitness professionals or fucking gym coaches or join a gym. The concept is you get your heart rate up. You get your heart rate up by moving.
Yeah.
Just keep fucking moving until your heart rate's up. If your heart rate's not getting up, move more and just keep fucking doing it. That's exercise.
Pretty much.
And you can do that in a space. You don't need any equipment. But yeah, a lot of people that have they feel like they've got a lot of mental issues or dealing with stress or anxiety, depression, anything like that, just start fucking exercising. Like, it sounds daft because it's this like already known thing, but it's like, if it was this already known thing and everyone already knew it, then everyone would be doing it.
It's like, it comes back to the point of like exercising is the only thing that has helped me with depression and anxiety and stuff. It's the only thing. Again,
that's why we started doing it.
That's why exactly. And as soon as I tell people all the time, anyone that's like, a bit down, if anyone does open up about being depressed, I'm on a lot of pages on Facebook for like help groups and stuff, and I always say to people say I'm having problems, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that, and I always just put just exercise. Like, I know it sounds cliche and it's just
that's the problem.
But it's like, no, it really does help. It makes you feel so much
better. Because it's not a new
yourself.
Thing. It's not like, oh, by the way, there's this new thing that you can do. For like your mental health. Like, oh, what is it? You tell them, oh, well, I'll try that. Because it's just a thing that's been around for fucking ages. People go, oh, what? It's like, well, yeah, like, you really need to.
And a lot of people don't love themselves. I suppose a lot of people hate themselves that much that they don't want to do something that's good for them.
See, I like that angle because you can flip that. If like you hate yourself that much that you don't want to do it, great, punish yourself then.
I suppose you got to bully your brain.
No, it's like, do it because you hate yourself. Like, I don't want to. Well, you don't deserve to be fucking happy. Just go and exercise then, you prick.
That's a good way of flipping it, though.
Yeah, it's a fucking malicious way of flipping it, but you can. If you're like, man, like, I hate my fucking self, what's the fucking point? It's like, right then, we'll punish your fucking self then. If you want to self-harm yourself with exercise. So push yourself, and when you're like, I want to stop. Like, no, you're not fucking worth it. Keep going. But my arm's hurt. I don't fucking care. I hate you. Keep fucking doing it.
Good way of flipping it.
Yeah, man. I've never done that. Right, okay, we'll leave it there. If you are interested in fitness stuff in terms of specifically how I do it and James does it, I've got my fitness channel where I vlog my workouts.
He's a lot better than me.
Because I do it with bodyweight training, calisthenics, where you can do it from home. You need little to no equipment. You just need a bar.
I mean, it's pretty much like, say, a half decent doorway bar and some rings for like 30 quid, 40 quid.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much, that's like a full workout you can do with them.
Yeah, done.
You got your L6, you got your...
It's an interesting thing, because I've said rings to people before, and they've went, oh, I'm not strong enough to use them. And I go, huh?
Yeah, because you think rings. Like, when you told me you brought gymnastics rings, my first thing when you say rings is the fucking people in the Olympics on them 2 rings doing the fucking flips and the holds and the mad shit.
But actually, you use the rings for easier progressions for pull-ups. So like you hold the rings and have them at like waist height and leave your feet on the floor and do what we call like body rows sort of thing, or incline push-ups.
I suppose Aussies.
So yeah, I'll if you're on YouTube, I'll put all the links in the description and whatnot. If you are just listening, you're interested in that sort of thing, you want to check it out. It's a Ryan's Road Fitness. on YouTube. If you're interested in the podcast on YouTube, if you want to see who the fuck you're listening to, it's Ryan's Road Podcast, obviously, just on YouTube.
Yep.
It's all under the kind of Ryan's Road umbrella. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. As always, feedback's nice. If you feel like you're listening to this and it's helping you in any way, fucking let us know. If you think it's not and you got any suggestions of like topics or anything, like maybe life specific that you're dealing with, I'm more than happy to take messages and whatnot. Again, through my Instagram or my Facebook or the YouTube.
Idea. People writing with their problems, like an agony aunt, but more.
Yeah. Well, this is one I'm thinking about doing, this Twitch thing, so people can like have a chat
talk
box
to you while you're
and I
doing
can
it,
actually like answer questions during the
thinking.
podcast. So that would be a good one. So yeah, that's all there. And again, let us know what you thought of having James on.
Hey.
And if it was a good dynamic, or if you prefer it just me on my own, because he doesn't have to be here.
I mean, my personal preference is I'd rather have a conversation going on.
Oh hell yeah! It's more just that things like we started talking about the sport thing. We'll see. See, to some level, I've got to be like, fuck it, and just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Because that was quite natural. It was nice. So yeah.
I think from all the podcasts that I listen to, that's the bit I like the most about them. Is when they kind of go off tangent a bit, and you can see you can hear their relationship.
See, I do as well. Maybe it's just the pessimist in me being like, well, no one would want to listen to me just talk about normal shit. It's hard enough for me.
But if you like the person, you like hearing them talk.
That's what I mean. It's hard
shit.
enough for me to believe that people want to listen to get advice from me, and even if they do get to that kind of take that step, all right, I'll listen to your advice. It might help me. I feel like then the next step would be like, well, I don't want to talk about just general bullshit, mate. Fuck off.
I know what you mean. I get what you're
coming from. I mean? But we'll see.
You'll have to just wait until you start getting some real listeners and some feedback and shit.
Hang on. I've got some listeners. They are real.
You know what I mean?
More.
I mean, when you get to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure your listeners are real and they're not just figments of your own imagination.
Yeah, I don't just do all the views myself with loads of different accounts I've made. Can you imagine people do that, don't they?
Mate, you get 2 likes off me every time because I've got my 2 accounts.
You
get 2 likes off me.
Fucking hell. You log into each one just to...
Oh yeah, because it's just a double tap in it. So I'm like, it comes up on both news feeds. I'm like, I'll give you a like on that one. Give you a like on that one.
You're such a good friend.
Thanks.
Cool. Right, I'm off. I'm going. We're going.
Yeah.
A nice last train on that note. What a cunt. Just let that go.
Yeah. Silence.
Yeah. Really.
Big train.
Shit.
Fucking hell, what are you carrying?
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Dildos.
That's a lot of dildos. Your mom's dildos.
I don't think they make those ones anymore.
Nah.
Yeah, going. Sorry again about today and the trains with the door
like I
open.
said, it's so fucking hot in this room.
Yeah, it really is.
It's even still like relatively warm with the door wide open.
Okay, we need to go.
Yep, right, let's go. Yep, we can't just keep talking.
Okay, cool. Right, we're off again. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. If you've been watching or listening,
Gara.
Cool. Right, I'm off. Love you all.
Peace out. Daddy Jane Gaming. Follow me on Instagram. Wink.
You're a dick. Cool.
Baby,
Just got to remind me to check.
let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things like maybe. Let's talk
I thought you knew the
about
words.
sex. I do not know the
That
words
was
to that
terrible.
song. I don't know the words to that song.
Oh, train.
Oh, we want to hear it on this. See the waveform.
Should we just listen back to that set about the train?
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Listen back to the train sound.
I like to do that.
No, waveform is still picking that up.
Worst case, I'll have to edit out trains, which I do not want to do.
Let's talk about all the good things. What's the words to that song?
Oh, train.
Oh, we want to hear it on this. See the waveform.
Should we just listen back to that set about the train?
I don't think that's that bad. I think we can talk over that.
Yeah.
I quite like the sound of a train anyway. I don't think that's that bad.
Exactly.
Just address it in the
Oh,
podcast
yeah.
at the beginning.
I
Like,
will.
you might hear some trains in the background, just ignore it. It is like a fucking sweatbox in here.
Oh, I'll go for that. Oh, what number podcast is it?
I don't fucking know.
Is
I
it
did,
fine?
no
Is it
I did little to no research for this, Ryan. You only told me what we're talking about 3 seconds ago.
You're doing that put on voice again.
Start again. Start again then.
Oh, no, I'll just layer it. It's fine. Oh. Obviously, the video's been rolling this whole time.
Fucking start the video again then. I'm in my head now.
Minute 30 of footage. It's a beautiful thing. So, rupees.
Am I slouching on that? I feel like I'm slouching. I'm good.
Yeah, no one actually watches my channel, so it's fine.
Yeah, good point.
So right now, my leg is touching your leg.
It's very sensual.
Yeah. Right then, welcome to Ron's Road
Did
podcast.
you just go, right then?
Right then, I say it at the beginning of every episode.
Oh, farmer boy.
Oh, right then. Right then.
That's better.
It's already a thing. I'm 20 episodes in. You fucked the beginning of this one up.
Fucking carry on.
Oh, right, just shush, and then we'll just restart there.
No,
and
this
could
about
be
the
looking.
content. Yeah, a little
Edit.
blooper thing.
Yeah,
I
I like my
that.
bloopers.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
I like my bloopers.
5, 4.
In that Wayne's World.
Oh, what? Just don't talk.
In that Wayne's World.
Let me just get through the intro,
Alright.
and then we can talk.
Okay.
Right. 5. So. Right then, welcome to Ron's Road podcast.
Stop saying re.
But that's how I say it every podcast.
Alright.
Every podcast I start.
Try again, I
thought
promise.
you'd listen to them.
I have listened to him, I've never noticed you say re.
Oh god.
Nah, keep going, man. This is funny as shit. This is good content.
Shit. You're a cunt. I ain't gonna match up with that now. It's terrible because I've restarted it. Oh god.
What, do you want to start again then?
Right then.
I'm just thinking that was really good content.
Okay, right.